Hello again and welcome back. Proclamation number 2, King of Kings. By order of the King, the United Nations is hereby renamed to be the Council of the Kings. Each member nation of the kingdom shall elect a king to serve on the council. The King's Council shall constitute the body of the council. The body of the council shall elect 12 members to serve as the head of the council and shall be known as the King's Council. The king shall lead. All elected kings shall be required to be in attendance 24 hours per month. The council shall remain in its current location in New York. The motto and mission of the Council of Kings shall be, Keep the Peace. By order of the King, each member nation shall also elect a queen to serve on the Council of Queens. These queens shall constitute the body of the council. The body shall elect 12 members to serve as the head of the council, and shall be known as the Queen's Council. The queen shall lead. All elected queens shall be required to be in attendance 24 hours per month. The Council of Queens shall be located in San Francisco. The motto and mission of the Council of Queens shall be, Keep the Stability. By order of the King, each member nation shall elect a chief economic advisor to the King to serve on the Council of Economic Advisors. These economic advisors shall constitute the body of the council. The body shall elect 12 members to serve as the head of the council and shall be known as the Council of Economic Advisors. A player to be named later shall lead. All elected economic advisors shall be required to be in attendance 24 hours per month. The Council of Economic Advisors shall be located in Camelot. The goal of the council shall be to maintain as tightly as possible a growth rate of 3% per year while maintaining a stable inflation rate of 0% per year. Balance the two. The motto and mission of the Council of Economic Advisors shall be, Keep the Goal. The head shall also serve as the board of directors for the World Bank and shall appoint a chairman to lead the World Bank. The chairman shall serve at the discretion of the board of directors. By order of the King, all members of the three heads shall serve for a term of 12 years except as follows. After the first election, the top 3 vote getters shall serve for 12 years. The next group of 3 shall serve for 9 years. The following group for 6 years. The final group for 3 years. Thereafter, all terms shall be for 12 years. Every 3 years, a group of 3 shall come up for election, and in this way we shall keep it fresh. The king, the queen, and the player to be named later shall receive an initial salary of $300,000 per year for services rendered to the kingdom. The members of the heads shall receive an initial salary of $200,000 per year for services rendered to the kingdom. The remaining members of the council body shall receive an initial salary of $100,000 per year for services rendered to the kingdom. Additionally, the remaining members of the Justice League, the Calendar of Saints, shall receive an initial salary of $200,000 per year for services rendered to the kingdom. Thereafter, all salaries shall be increased at a rate of 3% per year. All newly elected council members shall report to the appropriate lead upon first arrival, kneel, and swear allegiance to the kingdom. At this point, they shall take their rightful place among the leaders of the kingdom. Folks, I am not Jesus because I was born of some supernatural event, but because I chose to be and I earned it, and for no other reason than that. The King of Kings is the supreme authority in the kingdom, and his power is second only to law 1. The term for the King of Kings is for life. Except for the first King of Kings, every nation in the kingdom has 1 vote for King of Kings. In order to be elected King of Kings, he or she must receive every nation's vote. In order to receive a nation's vote for King of Kings, he or she must receive the vote of 2/3 of the eligible voters in that nation. A vote to enter the kingdom is a vote to accept him as the first King of Kings and requires a simple majority of the votes cast. This is a very important distinction. By using eligible voters as the measure, after I pass, the power of the King of Kings can be destroyed by simply not acting. If enough people don't vote, no one will ever win. I put this in to protect future generations. Once the kingdom has been put in place, the 3 councils will be perfectly capable of managing themselves, and the power of the King of Kings will largely be unnecessary. But I need that power, and I need you to lend it to me to put all of this into place first. One more note about this power. In order to behave as I need, I'm going to have to issue orders. As much as I prefer not to, that is just the way it is. That being said, my policy on orders, the fewer the best for all. Monocracy, a monarchy and a democracy. I have no intention of trying to micromanage your country. I leave you free to run your affairs in whatever way you want. All I want is to be able to step in at my discretion and give things a nudge every now and then. Also, here's another point. Under the law, a person is sovereign over the body. This means that they are within their rights to give someone permission to kill them, like in the case of assisted suicide. If someone asked you to kill them, you don't have to, but you are perfectly within your rights to do so if you wish. This only applies to those citizens who have come into their inheritance. Another point. The person is sovereign over the body. If the person chooses to sell sex, they are completely within their rights to do so. Period. End of story. Get over it and stop trying to force them to be your slaves. To Larry Kudlow. I like you, Larry. You are good people. I used to watch you on TV, and I always learned a lot when I did. You are a good teacher and economist. I like your policy on free trade. In fact, I like most of your policies. I think we can agree on this. The less the government interferes with the economy, the better for everyone. I wrote the sermon on the money supply by pretending to debate you in my head. You asked a lot of really intelligent questions, by the way. Thank you. I started by challenging you to a duel. Swords on the White House lawn, or, if you prefer, a debate. You chose a debate. If you'd like to be considered for the post of the player to be named later, do something big to get my attention. Think service to the kingdom. That impresses me most. Larry, be my friend and lend me your power. Larry, I invite you to be a special counsel to the Justice League on economics and sit in chair number 11. I purposely chose not to place myself at the head of the Council of Economic Advisors for two reasons. First, I believe that it's the right thing to do, and number two, I wish to convey to everyone that I'm willing to be led by the experts in the field. Here's a question for you, Larry. We currently have an entity known as the Limited Liability Corporation. I certainly understand the need for a corporation, but the need to shield the owners from liability escapes me. Please educate me. Larry, here's another one for you. Back in 2008, why didn't the Fed try to rein in the banks by raising interest rates? My guess is he was told not to. To General Schwarzkopf, I invite you to be a special counsel on warfare and tactics to the Justice League and sit in chair number 12. Both special counsels will be paid $200,000 per year for services rendered to the kingdom. Who's on first? That is me. I love you. My job is to do what's best for the kingdom. Your job is to figure out what that is. Who's on first? That is me. I love you. Just an itty bitty, teeny weeny, tiny bit closer. That's all, folks. What say you?